All right, what is up? We are live here on this Tuesday. A lot of stuff to cover before we jump into the chat. First of which being, should the Cup teams have run what they brung for the Wilkesboro All-Star race? That is going to be the poll question. Right now it is 50-50 with 2 votes before the stream ever even started. But before we get into all that, before we get into addressing the poll question and all that, a huge controversy, and I'm saying that sarcastically, huge controversy broke out, in my opinion, over nothing, over some comments Joey Logano made when he was coming to the end of a stage where he thought Austin Cindric didn't follow the team protocol. And a lot of people made a lot about that. If you've watched racing, you know when stuff goes wrong in the car or when a driver has an opinion, that's really not a big deal. You see that happen a lot. You see it happen all the time. It's kind of the lowest form of automotive journalism, is to take a radio clip and be like, oh my God, this is the biggest story ever. So a lot of people do it. It's understandable. You got to do what you want to do, but it's really the easiest thing to do, because on any given race, you can pick audio from any driver and there's going to be something controversial or crazy said, because that is just the nature of having the in-car audio. That being said, they're making a big deal out of what Joey Logano said at the end of a stage about Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric, of course, eventually wins the race. It was explicit, latent. But Chipper Jones inflamed it even further when he got on Twitter and had this to say: "Congrats to Austin Cindric on his Talladega win. Good teammates are hard to come by, boss. Remember that one of yours MF'd you on national TV, when in actuality you did everything possible to keep from wrecking him. Hate to be the deuces in the team meeting on Monday. Some people are hooray for our team as long as I'm the star, as every team has them. Hendrick, RCR, JGR, Penske, etc. Sometimes karma is glorious. Enjoy this one. In case anyone is confused, let me be clear, at Joey Logano," and he tags Joey Logano in in the tweet there, and that got a lot of eyeballs on it. Obviously, Chipper Jones, probably going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not already a Hall of Famer in baseball. Not don't super keep up with the Braves like that, but I know he's a great player. My grandpa was a huge Braves fan, so Chipper Jones, one of the best to ever do it in the baseball realm. So it got a lot of traction as far as that goes, and everybody's opinion is welcome. And before I get into my thoughts on Chipper Jones' opinion here, Pete Pistone told Joey Logano that basically what was said, and this is how Joey Logano responded. This article from Zach Alberts at nascar.com. Where Joey Logano said, "I found out he really doesn't like me," Logano said, from the track's turn 4 hospitality area. "So I'm surprised that a professional athlete would act in that manner, because he's been through it, right? Like I say all the time, I'm very careful to form an opinion on an athlete by their emotions or the way they play the game, because I know from being in that position, when there's so much on the line in a competitive environment, you act a certain way because you're out there to win, right? And then you've got to be able to shut that off." I would have assumed, him being the athlete that he is, and was that he would understand that and not mouth off on social media like someone that has never played the sport before or a sport. So Joey Logano didn't like that. He went on further to say, "It's surprising to me. All I can think is it's just trying to be relevant, or still something like that. I don't really know exactly why. Like I said, I've never met him. I don't have any reason to dislike him outside of now, but oh well, guess I'm not rooting for the Braves anytime soon. I don't know what to tell you." So Joey Logano sort of brushed it off, and he has gone on to say him and Austin Cindric have talked it over. They're good or whatever as far as that goes. But I do have to side with Joey Logano here. Look, it's two different. You can talk about teammates all you want to, but it's two different sports. It's two completely different sports, and it's two. They're just they are teammates, but it's not the same type of teammate you would have on a baseball team. Joey Logano's team is the 22 team. That is the only team he answers to, and Ford. So Joey Logano being upset, and to be clear, what Joey Logano was upset about is he didn't think Austin Cindric made the best move to get Ford a stage victory at the end of that stage. He thought he let the Toyotas, in this case Bubba Wallace, get the stage victory for Toyotas. That is what Joey Logano was upset about. He wasn't necessarily upset at what Austin Cindric did, other than Austin Cindric might not have followed team orders. And at one point in that article, Joey Logano does talk about Chipper Jones wasn't sitting in that strategy meeting between us, so he doesn't have the knowledge to basically say what was supposed to happen in that situation. He said only the people in that room do. And he was referring to, of course, the strategists and the three drivers for Penske there, which would be Blaney, Logano, and Cindric in this case. So he's saying that he doesn't have the full context or the full story to be making the comments that he's making. So I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to have to fully agree with Joey Logano here, because Chipper Jones is comparing apples to oranges here as far as teammates go in sports. And I also kind of took issue with Chipper Jones saying that Joey Logano is not a good teammate, because factually that can easily be disproven. So if you remember when the Dark Horse Mustang was first brought to NASCAR, it had a little bit of trouble getting out of the gate, and it didn't really get any traction until Joey Logano had that North Wilkesboro tire test. And Joey Logano figured something out about the Dark Horse Mustang during that tire test, where he spent countless hours. He took a lot of attempts. He made more runs at that tire test than any other driver. And he actually got Ford, all of the Ford teams, back on track. So to call Joey Logano a bad teammate because he MF'd somebody over the radio, communication that, you know, he's not necessarily really intending anybody to hear other than him and his crew chief and the people on the scanners that like to listen to it that way, I think is an unfair comment. Because if Joey Logano was actually a poor teammate, or if Joey Logano was actually a selfish person, he would have kept all that information that he learned in that tire test, and he would have kept it all for the 22 team. And the 22 team would have had a huge advantage and would have looked like the only Ford that ran really well when the Dark Horse Mustang first came out. Obviously, he did not keep that information to himself. He spread the wealth with Ford and with the other Penske teammates. And you saw from that point on that Ford turned the corner with the new Dark Horse Mustang. So it's just easy to factually disprove that Joey Logano is a bad teammate and things like that. And this is just, once again, one of those situations where you take some radio communication and you drum up this fake drama. You get all these nice YouTube headlines. You get all these nice social media headlines. You get all these free clicks because it's dramatic. It's essentially, oh my God, can you believe what Joey Logano said about Austin Cindric? It's literally just gossip and drama that is fueling this. And basically this week, NASCAR has become drama alert because they're taking that route with this Joey Logano radio communication, which, I mean, in actuality, if you listen to enough radio, you could do this with any driver throughout any race, any weekend, any given weekend. So I really honestly thought it was much ado about nothing. But then Chipper Jones chimed in, and now it's not something you really can ignore, because Chipper Jones is a huge name in the sports world. So just a super interesting take by Chipper there. And I think he's dead wrong. And I think Joey Logano is dead accurate on it. But I mean, the comment section is open. Let me know what you think about it down there. The other thing, sort of controversial, that got a lot of traction here, Elton Sawyer came out and defended the Talladega race, making it sound like it was a great success. I saw this on Iceberg has a great video on this, so I encourage you to go watch Iceberg's video on it. But he pulled a tweet from Family Man Dave at Team KFB Fan 8 on Twitter, if you want to follow him on Twitter as well. But he tweeted out, he was listening to Sirius XM, where Elton Sawyer said, you have 67 lead changes amongst 23 different drivers. So when we look at that, what are we trying to fix? Referring to the Talladega race. And Family Man Dave said, I don't even know what to say anymore. And I think that has been what a lot of NASCAR fans feel too, because if you look at the overwhelming majority of what NASCAR fans thought about that race, now it was my first Talladega race and I watched it live, so I was going to like it no matter what happened. So I'm leaving myself out of this conversation. But the fans that were watching it on TV did not like this race for multiple reasons, some of which being the massive amount of commercials from Fox at the very end. But also, they just didn't like the racing on the track. So how long is NASCAR going to continue to bury its head in the sand about the actual race car? And not only that, but super speedways, period, because the format itself with the stage breaks is leading to a single strategy of save fuel and ride around until the very end. And it's not what fans are used to, and it's not what fans like. And to that point, We got the ratings here from Adam Stern. Fox TV got a 4.041 million views for Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Talladega, down 6% from last year. And I think it's been down. The restrictor plate races have been down ever since we've gotten this new car. So with this new car, not only does it now race poorly at super speedways, it races poorly at short tracks, and it races poorly at road courses. It does phenomenal at mile and a halfs. Mile and a halfs, it is one of the best cars you're ever going to see. They have figured out the mile and a half package with this particular car. It does race well there. So you got to give credit where credit is due. But you've given up every other track, because every other track, except for when Goodyear makes a tire so soft that you can't run on it, and the teams aren't expecting it, you're not going to get necessarily a great race out of it. So you've sacrificed all the other tracks. So maybe it's time to take a look at this car and this package and figure something out. And in fact, Denny Hamlin's whole podcast, I think, was about that. I didn't get to watch all of it, but he had a lot to say about that as well. Another thing that Denny Hamlin came out and said is it's not reasonable or not feasible, and no team is willingly going to lose millions of dollars. And he was referring to NASCAR saying, run what you brung for the All-Star race. They gave the teams that option, and the teams roundly rejected that because no team, according to Denny Hamlin, is going to want to lose, just go ahead and lose millions of dollars to win, $1 million and lose multiple millions trying to go and do that. It just doesn't make sense. And you're also not going, he brought up this point, you're also not going to sacrifice one of the 7 chassis that you're allowed to have and twist it all up and configure it and contort it to, go run one race with it and then probably never be able to use it again. So I think Denny Hamlin brought up a really great point. And I think NASCAR was trying to get the teams to bail them out, maybe steal some of the ideas from the teams to bail them out. Is one school of thought. The other school of thought is NASCAR did this to see if the teams would jump at this, maybe some way help them in the legal proceedings or something like that. Maybe get a quote from Denny Hamlin that would make them help them out in the legal proceedings. It's really hard to say, but it was a really it just struck me as I put my tinfoil hat on for this. It struck me as a tactical move from NASCAR more than something that they actually were going to let happen. So it always struck me as strange, but it is what it is. I think what you want to about it. That's what I think about it. And Rodney Childers. Rodney Childers came out, and this is from Toby Christie at Racing America or SI.com, wherever you want to pick up the article. He said, I think in my statement, it was not really clear what I wanted, and I wanted to be clear in that I want to be a crew chief in the Cup Series like I have been. I want to get past the 700 races milestone. I want to get to that 50 win mark. I want to be with a good team, a good driver that can win races, and I want that to be clear. I'm looking forward to figuring that out over the next 6 months and hopefully get back into victory lane. So it looks like 6 months at least until you see Rodney Childers back. He went on to further say everything was going fine. You could kind of tell after we got racing a little bit, it wasn't going the way we all wanted, and a lot of times that's performance based, or it can be how things are going at the shop, things are going at the racetrack. What's the communication like and just the chemistry, all of that. It's not one person. It's not 2 people. It's 200 people just figuring that out as we went. It finally came to a point where they could kind of tell I wasn't happy, and I could kind of tell maybe they weren't happy, and it just started falling apart a little bit. Childers admitted, and I could sense it a little bit. Maybe a couple of weeks before parting ways, it had kind of gotten quiet around, and anytime it gets quiet, you kind of start wondering, So there you go. Rodney Childers finally speaks out a little more on it. Says he does still want to be a Cup Series crew chief. He cleared that up. I think he's hoping maybe than it had, and I think he's going to land with somebody, but he said 6 months, so you might see him next season, or you might see him this season. So there you go. But going back to the Denny Hamlin quote, that is the poll question. Should the Cup teams have run what they brung for the Wilkesboro All-Star race? 70% right now saying yes, 30% saying no, about 20-some votes in so far. Let's jump into the comment section and see what you guys are thinking about here. PC Gone Rogue, what's up, my man? Good to see you on here. Bob Pockris made fun of Austin Cindric's wreath in the post-race conference, and Austin basically shut him up, says OJ and Toothpaste. So there you go. Bob Pockris and Austin Cindric getting a little chippy. I'll have to go watch that one. I haven't seen that one yet, OJ. So you have to drop that one. If I haven't been on the Discord all day, but if you want to drop that one in the Discord, I'll go check it out for sure. One wise guy, what's up, my man? Dawson Fair, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. B had a point. Joey never played in MLB, so there's that. Yeah. So Joey never played in MLB, but he wasn't really commenting on Chipper Jones' MLB career either. So I think that's fair to say as well. Whereas Chipper Jones, not a race car driver, but felt like he had some cutting insight. What I really think went down there is Chipper Jones just doesn't like Joey Logano. I'm pretty sure he's a Chase Elliott fan, being from Georgia. You've seen him do a lot of promo pictures with Chase Elliott, so he's probably a Chase Elliott fan. Probably doesn't like Joey Logano, and probably just should have started off with that. Be like, hey, look, I don't like Joey Logano, and I didn't like what he said. I think I would have left it at that. I don't necessarily think I would have called him a bad teammate, but it is what it is. We'll see. Rosie, what's up, my friend? Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. It would be much appreciated. So if you want to hit the like button, it would help out the channel, but don't feel pressured to at all. It is a contract. Is it a contract year for any of the Penske drivers? To my knowledge, I do not know. But I guess I think you can check that on Jayski. I'll take a look at it. It's going to be hard to find, so I don't know if I can really pull it up for this. But if somebody wants to dig into it, I think Jayski's got the contract stuff. If anybody is in a contract year, but I fully expect all those guys are pretty much coming up in their prime. Me personally, I'd resign all of them. One wise guy saying, "What's up to Rosie? What's up in between the lanes?" Rosie saying, "What's up to wise guy?" I look at Chipper Jones as a fan. He's just commenting on the sport like others do. Not a big deal. Just embrace an MLB Hall of Famer as a fan and cares enough to comment on the sport. Yeah, certainly he's allowed to have his perspective. I just disagree with it. And I think he's a little bit, I think he's allowed to have that opinion, but I think you got to, if you come that hard at Joey Logano, calling him a bad teammate and he's just selfish and doesn't even care about his team except when the spotlight's on him, I think that's pretty unfair given that he more or less saved Ford last season when the Dark Horse Mustang first appeared. So that's just like if he was really that selfish, he wouldn't have released any of that information that they learned at that tire test. So or even gone that hard in the tire test to get that information for Ford and the Penske teams and all that. So I just I don't know, man. It was a really odd set of comments there. And it really just comes off, in my opinion, Chipper Jones just doesn't like Joey Logano because he's probably a fan of somebody else, most likely Chase Elliott, if I'm guessing. Which it is just a total guess, but I have seen them do promo pictures and stuff together before too. So they probably are. He probably does at least like Chase Elliott. So he probably likes another driver, probably dislikes Joey Logano. And that's probably more or less what that was about. So, and Joey Logano has a ton of haters out there too. So it is what it is. One wise guy saying the commercials didn't help for sure. At the end of the race, even with 5 to go, I think there was some commercials. Somebody was telling me every time Elton Sawyer speaks, I just put my fingers in my ear and yell la 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 la, says Bruce Garvey. So there you go. That is la 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 la. That's basically what NASCAR is doing to the fans right now too. So you might as well do it back to NASCAR. Good call there, Bruce. Jade Avitason racing in a pro late model race this weekend at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. So yeah, she's really good. If you're not familiar with her, she is definitely a blue chipper. I would keep an eye on her. And obviously this weekend you saw what Isabella Robusto was able to do in the ARCA series. Those are probably the most talented females that I've seen on the local side. I've seen both of them race at Orange County, and I think I saw Jade race at Florence, but I've seen her race somewhere else. She's pretty good. And Robusto, she's really good. She's super nice to all the fans. She's really outgoing as far as that goes too. So I think both of those drivers are going to be super blue chippers for Toyota going forward. I don't disagree with your take. I think what Joey did was bad. But one of the most bogus things I've heard was Joey acting like he legit never heard about it when Pete asked him about Chipper. Yeah, so I do agree with you there. I think Joey knew about it, and he probably wasn't going to address it. But once Pete Pistone brought it up, he probably had to wiggle around it. He also threw some jabs at Chipper Jones. It wasn't all like professional from Joey either, where he said Chipper Jones is just trying to stay relevant, talking about NASCAR. That was you could tell Joey was not happy with Chipper Jones there. But to be fair, if somebody said that about you, would you be happy with them either? So I think it's safe to say that Joey Logano and Chipper Jones, they're not going to be sending Christmas presents to each other. I think at the end of the day, we can, no matter what you think about the situation, we can reasonably assume that going forward. What up, BB and everyone? Can't believe I'm saying this, but bring on Texas. LOL, says Elite. Yeah, it's crazy. They have they have ruined super speedway racing. And I did not have that on my bingo board. Elite, my man, always good to see you on here. If you're not familiar with Elite's channel, definitely go check it out. Some of the best NASCAR content out there, in my opinion. Yeah, check him out if you're not already. So I read the baseball player's text, and my first question is he illiterate? My Captain Crunch, the code to the ring was able to get about half of it, says E. Damon. So E. Damon, not a fan of what Chipper Jones said there. What's your do's and don'ts for first timers at Talladega? Well, if you're going there with a family, stay away from the Boulevard. That would be the first one. I personally stayed away from the Boulevard as well. But if you want to hear a description of the Boulevard, the first 2 or 3 minutes of the Happy Hour podcast, Kevin Harvick really gets into it, and that was an interesting take for sure. So that'll inform you as to why you should keep small children from the Boulevard. The other thing is just a fun time. Like, go check out the if you're there for an extended stay, check out the Hall of Fame either after the race, the next day when you're going home, or check it out the day before the race or something like that. Or you can check it out race day if you want to really squeeze everything all in. But yeah, the Hall of Fame, International Hall of Fame, Motorsports Hall of Fame, check that out down there. I really had a blast doing that. If you can get tickets to the infield, definitely check out the infield, Big Bill's Garage. That's a really cool fan experience. I would check that out. They have several big screens that you can watch from the infield. The infield itself is just a vibe. So if you want to do that, definitely check that out. BB, not a fan of Hamlin, but I totally agree with him. Why would the owners have to spend their money to get NASCAR out of the short track problem? Bingo, Bruce Carvey. That is, to me, dead on the money. I think Denny had a great point there. I think he's for no matter what you think of Denny Hamlin as a race car driver, he really lays it out in his podcast a lot of times, and he lays it out in very easy terms for people who are not necessarily within the know to understand. So I think it definitely was done well done on Denny Hamlin's part there. Monster Shot saying Joey's radio is really a nothing burger. Him and Blaney are very animated on the radio in the heat of the moment. They're also two of the coolest drivers I've met and chatted with numerous times. I'm glad you said that, Monster Shots. I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because you bring up his teammate, Ryan Blaney. If you just listen to Ryan Blaney's radio, you would be like, this dude is an absolute psychopath. Joey Logano, same thing. A lot of people don't like the way he drives on the racetrack. But from a fan perspective, I have not honestly seen any nicer a driver than Ryan Blaney, because I've got several friends that are Ryan Blaney fans, and I've seen them walk up and get interviews, and he doesn't, I'm not get interviews, but get autographs. And not only is he getting autographs, but he's talking to him the whole time. He's not just like signing the autograph and walking on. Like, he's actually spending time and talking to the people that support him. Same thing with Joey Logano. Joey Logano is not just going to sign the autograph and brush you off. Joey Logano is going to take the time to talk to you. And I know from firsthand experience of several people that watch the channel that are Joey Logano fans, they talk about Joey Logano remembering them from X period of time to X period of time. And it's just it's amazing how many people he actually remembers and stuff like that. So those two guys are some of the nicest. Good comment there, Monster Shots, for sure. I'm glad you said that, because that is 100% accurate. So no matter what you think about them inside of the race car, I think 100% outside of the race car, two of the nicest, finest human beings in the race car world that you're ever going to come across. Rodney plus JGR plus Jay DeVitason equals winners, says SC. So SC is looking forward to a Rodney Childers JGR Jay DeVitason combo coming up soon. Texas this week will be interesting. Haven't raced there in over a year, and it's probably the most sketchy track on the schedule. 16 cautions last year. Also, a new softer tire for this year's race. Yeah, so a lot of variables. We'll have to see how Texas is going to play out. No doubt about it. As fans, they will pick each other apart. Chip and Joey, says one wise guy. So yeah, maybe they'll maybe that's the new rivalry. Maybe we've got a cross promotional MLB versus NASCAR Ultimate Smackdown. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If it comes to a physical contact, though, I'm gonna have to side with Chipper Jones. He's the bigger dude. But maybe Joey Logano can go like Cole Custer and get Big Red or somebody who's Big Red for for Penske. They need an enforcer in there since Chipper Jones is now getting involved with the deal. We'll have to see how all that plays out. Just joking. Hopefully nothing like that happens. For the money I spend for Prime each month, I would love to see them have commercial free races, says Bruce Carvey. That would be nice. It'll be interesting to see how they pull it off with the Prime coverage. Looking forward to how that's going to play out. Kyle Busch 7-Eleven car this week. So, hey, there you go. Thank heaven it's 7-Eleven. Let me take a look at that because I don't think I've seen it yet. Let's see. Kyle Busch 7-Eleven. Booshy boosh. Oh, buddy. Yes, sir. Yep, gonna have to get that diecast. No doubt about it. That one is nice for sure. So Kyle Busch with the 7-Eleven paint scheme. Heck yeah, man. I'm glad 7-Eleven finally listened to the live stream and they have sponsored someone. Oh, thank heaven. It's 7-Eleven. I'm a big fan of 7-Eleven, so that's pretty awesome. No doubt about it. Appreciate the help there in between the lanes. Just drop the link there if you have not seen the 7-Eleven car. It is the link that I dropped there in the comments. You got an underdog for Texas. Underdog for Texas. I do not necessarily have one off the top of my head, but let's go to average rating here from driveraverages.com. And who sort of jumps out here? Brad Keselowski having a bad season, but this is a good track for him. Bubba Wallace, a good track for him as well. Michael McDowell, could he get a Spire win here? He's got one of the higher ratings here as well. And it's a good track for Eric Jones. So I think any of those drivers would surprise somebody if they got the win here. The rest of the drivers that are good here are sort of old hat. Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. Signed for 4 years, $67 million, says one wise guy. So that's for sure. Let's see. As a diehard Atlanta Braves fan, I side with Chipper that he said he better not tune into Blaney's radio because he's probably not going to like what he hears there. Says Jesse Daly. 100%. Chipper Jones, maybe Chipper Jones is just unfamiliar with how NASCAR works. But that's radio communication you're going to hear from time to time. And I'll just be honest with you, it is kind of annoying. I've had drivers that I don't listen to. I just turn the radio off because I don't want to hear it personally myself. So I get where Chipper's coming from with it, and I'm just on the late model side. So I get where Chipper's coming from with it. But at the end of the day, that happens at every level of motorsport. It's just part of the deal. Joey should have just said, I appreciate Chipper watching and being a fan. I would like to think it's awesome when fans are vocal and speak passionately about things they know nothing about, says Dirty Duff. That would have been the ultimate. That would have been the ultimate clapback. That would be like a Lewis Hamilton slide, getting a little shade in Lewis Hamilton style. That would be a Hamilton comment, I feel like. But good call there. We'll get Dirty Duff working PR here for one of the Cup teams when it's all said and done. I can say for 100% certainty, confirm that Chipper is a big Chase Elliott fan. As someone who has lived in Atlanta market since '89, I've heard him say that on a local sports channel. So there you go. Ryan Jeblick confirming my conspiracy theory that Chipper Jones is in fact a Chase Elliott fan, and that 100% is probably part of the reason he doesn't necessarily like what Joe Logano had to say there. Blaney remembers you too when you visit the track. Says one wise guy. So there you go. One wise guy confirming that Blaney remembers his fans as well. Rosie saying yes. Shout out to Big Red and Cole Custer. Indeed, Cole Custer and Big Red. Big Red and Cole Custer are going to be rocking the Red Baron colors here for the race coming up, I think at Texas or a race coming up. I know he's got a Red Baron sponsorship, so that's pretty cool as well. What did you think about Denny said about Ross getting in the Toyota's way, slowed them down? Dave Moody said he was calling the race in that turn and saw what happened about 12 times throughout. So yeah, if Dave, I'm glad Dave Moody said that, because if Dave Moody saw a bunch of people do that, then it's not just something that Ross Chastain did. So it is what it is. Denny Hamlin just doesn't like Ross Chastain. Let's just call it like it is. So he was probably more upset that Ross Chastain did it. If somebody else did it, he probably would have been upset, but he probably wouldn't have vocalized it. So it is what it is. I haven't seen the photos of the 7-Eleven scheme. Says in between lanes. So there you go. I dropped it there. If you want to check it out, Slurpee time, says one wise guy talking about the 7-Eleven. Add it to my scroll. So there you go. Lanes likes it as well. That 7-Eleven KFB car is fire, says OJ and Toothpaste. Indeed. I'm definitely going to have to probably save my pennies and dimes and get that one. I think Chipper is probably a bit more scrappy than Joey, says Dirty Duff. Yeah, I'm going to have to side with Chipper as far as that goes. So we're going to have to call in the champion to defend Joey there. No doubt about it. Or maybe Joey just goes all forward and gets Big Red from Cole Custer's team. He seems formidable. Do you think Bell will win another road course race this season? Hmm, that's a tough call. Christopher Bell could win at any time. Christopher Bell is one of the best to do it. He's also racing dirt in high limit this weekend with the interstate battery scheme. So check that out if you're into the dirt racing side of things. The car is fire, says OJ and Toothpaste. When NASCAR made the decision to not make changes to the car and the championship format for 2025, I knew we were in for a status quo year. What we got for 28 more weeks, unfortunately, says Elite Precision. Man, I hate to agree with you, dude, and I hate to be negative, but God almighty, I'm going to have to agree with you there. 100% Elite. No doubt about it. Fox broadcast was atrocious. They should have been DQ'd for cutting off Larry's analysis for the big one montage and going side by side for 9 to 5 more to go, says Napa Racing Fan. Yeah, so I have not yet had a chance to watch it, but I'm going to watch it on the YouTube replay. But that's not good. Not good on their part, and that's hopefully they get it cleaned up going forward. But I doubt it. Is HMS just trolling with the chase schemes now? I've seen the Napa Gold scheme today for Texas. It's pretty awful in my opinion, says Monster Shots. So maybe this is the year of Chase Elliott having awful paint schemes. I don't know. I go convenience store shopping at 7-Eleven. I usually get candy and soda when I shop there. It says in between the lanes. Oh, that's cool. What I actually like is their food. They actually have like fresh fruit and stuff like that. So it's one of the gas stations you can stop at and actually get something that it won't slowly kill you over time. I know you're going with the other option there, but you're younger. You can still fight all that stuff off. I'm a little bit older, so I got to eat slightly smarter at this point in the game. Who is Larson's backup driver for the 600? Probably Justin Allgaier again, if I had to guess, because they're pretty similar in stature. Let's see. Timber Race. Hey, BB, made it out to the Cars Tour race at Orange County. That's awesome, man. Orange County is a great track. Hopefully it was a good one. Great racing and a lot of fun. All right, you did like it. Nice crowd, too. Bologna burgers weren't fried crispy. Barely had a char. Oh, man, they did you dirty there. So you got to get the ones that are fried to a char. Right now, South Boston and Ace Speedway do the better job with the bologna burgers of the tracks I've been to recently. So I got to give the nod to both of them. South Boston, of course, way more famous for it. So they're probably overall going to get the nod. But don't sleep on Ace Speedway. They actually char theirs there as well. Gold Napa scheme is fine. Way better than Darlington, says Napa Racing Fan. Is Sonoma now an NBC race since it's in July? Oh, that I couldn't tell you. The schedule is so chopped up. I can't honestly tell you. So maybe somebody can pull it up real quick and let you know. I saw the Napa Gold scheme. Napa Racing Fan 927. Super jealous. My dad, he's doing his first Kyle Petty charity ride next week. Oh, that's super cool. So yeah, Kyle Petty does the charity ride with the bikes and all that, and it benefits the Victory Junction gang. So if you have an opportunity to join that or just participate in one of the legs or stages, I definitely would recommend that. Let's see. Caps just ran it with Funny Car and NHRA, so maybe it's a Napa thing overall. 7-Eleven scheme looks good, says in between the lanes. Sonoma is a TNT race again. Okay, so there you go. Napa is on top of it. Sonoma going to be a TNT race, not a NBC race. Daniel Suarez vlog this week. It shows that he hurt his neck right before the race doing something with the military. They didn't go into detail, but a seatbelt hit his neck in something he was riding in. Oh, that's crazy, man. I hate that. So I'm going to go check that one out. Dirty Def on top of it. I've got to check out I got to check out the Daniel Suarez vlog. So I'm missing out. I need to check it out for sure. The ghost of Hooters haunts every Chase Elliott paint scheme, says Timber Race. Have you seen the new EV mini truck to come out in 2027 by Slate? I did see that, and it's interesting. We'll see how all that plays out. I just don't think electric vehicles are going to be widely adopted just yet. So wish them the best, but hopefully it takes off for them. I don't know. I'm not an expert on the EV stuff. Sir Wood Roaster, I've seen that truck. Says I have seen the truck though. I do know what you're talking about. Prime has the Coke 600, and so does Lanes. Prime has the Coke 600. Nashville, Michigan, Mexico City, then Pocono. TNT has Atlanta, Dover, Sonoma, Chicago, Street Race, and Indianapolis. NBC returns with Iowa. So there you go. Iowa going to be the return of NBC. When's the next local race? BB, says Dirty Def. That I couldn't tell you, my friend. Let's see. Probably Ace or South Boston, if I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule just yet. I'm literally just I've been basically gone for 2 weeks, so I'm just trying to get my stuff together here. I think Sonoma is TNT or Prime. Napa Racing Fan, got it. Do you think it's possible Trackhouse elects to stay with Suarez over SVG if SVG struggles continue and he doesn't win a road course race, or give Connor an extra year in Xfinity and give Suarez a 1 year deal? I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you, Jesse. I think it's just going to depend on when they want to move Connor up. Do they move him up next year? Do they let him spend another year down in Xfinity? I think SVG is going to be safe in that situation, though, if I had to guess, because I think SVG is just with a weaker team. So I think they would actually put Connor with SVG's current team, move SVG to Daniel Suarez's team. I think it would be some type of mix like that, because right now I feel like it's more the team that's holding, that's not getting the performance than it is the actual just the driver of SVG. Let's see. BB, stop talking about bologna burgers. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Don't get me to add more weight before then, says Bruce Garvey. I'll do my best, my friend. Would you trade in your Chevy for an electric F-150 Lightning, says OJ and Toothpaste? I've actually already traded in my Chevy. So that has already happened. So that's the old Silverado is gone. And I have joined the Toyota gang. So I got a Corolla Cross. So that is what I'm pushing right now. And I've got a Scion XD 5-speed that I'm kicking around town in. So that is the current car, and the Fiat that people keep saying they're going to buy and won't buy. So that is the current car lineup, and when the Fiat gets gone, we'll get something to replace the Fiat. Prime scheme looked good on Elliott's Chevrolet. Says in between the lanes, Cars Tour at Ace this weekend. So it is. Appreciate you, Jack Markham. Letting me know that the Cars Tour is at Ace this weekend. So I guess I will be at Ace this weekend in some capacity, either helping or doing some video work. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. I heard in an interview with Michael McDowell today. And he said he thinks there'll be at least 15 winners, so only one team will be on points. Do you agree, more or less? I could see that for sure. I don't know. Like, I can't predict these things. We've had a lot of multiple winners already, so I don't know if we'll get to 15. So just with the amount of multiple winners we've had so far, I will disagree, but I can definitely see where he's coming from. But I'm going to take, I'll take the under on that one. I'm excited to turn in the rental Corolla and get my Tundra back tomorrow. Yay, says OJ and Toothpaste, for sure. Hopefully you don't have any more situations in parking lots and your truck stays safe. Cars Tour headed to Ace Speedway next weekend. So it's next weekend. That makes a lot more sense. I was thinking it was next weekend, or actually I was thinking it's further away than that, but I was hoping it wasn't this weekend because I wasn't ready. Let's see. Sawyer doesn't know what he's saying when there's nothing to fix with Super Speedway product. Great, you had 67 green flag passes, but the most of that was pit cycle, just 4 wide packs trading off leads, says Napa Race Fan. 100%. I agree 100%. You can make a lot of stuff look good on paper, but when you're actually looking at the physical product on track and the fans are complaining about it, you can't just continue to stick your head in the sand and be like, what are they complaining about? It's all them. It's literally gaslighting at that point. NASCAR saying it's all the fans. The fans talking about, look at this great racing. That is the highest level of gaslighting. You're supposed to listen to the fans, you idiots. The fans are who actually watches it. Unless you're going to buy a freaking bot farm to start watching the races on Amazon Prime or whatever, you better start listening to the fans, because that's who is actually tuning in and watching the races. So you can say the racing is great all you want to, but you better at some point convince the fans that the racing is great, because that is who matters. So that's just I didn't like Ellen Sawyer's comments at all. So it is what it is. Did Newman run the Cars Tour last weekend? I don't know, man. I was in Talladega. I have no idea who was even supposed to run for or any of that. So I know Lane Riggs did in the 17. So he had the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken. So he was over there doing his thing. The previous Gen 6 Super Speedway package that had runs that were too big. This Super Speedway package practically has no runs, says Napa Racing Fan. So yeah, that's another great point as well. Does your Corolla get good gas mileage, says OJ and Toothpaste? I got the Corolla Cross, so it gets for a SUV, it gets pretty good mileage. Probably I get like 35 or so, which is basically the same thing I get with the Scion. So one's way bigger and gets the same amount of gas mileage. So it is what it is. The Scion, to be fair, is partly how I drive it, because it's got a 5-speed. So there is that as well. One wise guy, Newman, finished 4th. I read, says Bruce Garvey. So Newman did participate there. Probably 450 miles a tank. OJ, Let's see. Hi BB, what's up? Sawyer is pathetic, says Chrome Diesel. Yeah, I couldn't believe that was Sawyer's actual take on it. So we'll see. Yeah, Suarez thing is super interesting. Uh, the way Justin Marks is promoting and treating Zilich, he'll be moving up next year. I think he's banking on him winning early on a road course, says Dirt Def. Yep, so it could be. Jack Markham saying this weekend. All right, so we're flip flopping on it. We're just going to pull it up. Is the Cars Tour at Ace this weekend? Let's see. Ace Speedway schedule. Yeah, so it is this weekend, Saturday. Oh, it is a Saturday though, so it's not going to be a Friday race. So a rare Saturday race for Ace Speedway, May 3rd. So that's this weekend, and we're going to run twin 25s for the legends. They got pro late models and the late model stock. So there you go, 2 Cars Tour classes and twin 25s for the legends this weekend at Ace. So we'll see. We'll see if I've got a deal going over there or not. But if I'm there, I'll see you there if I'm there. Let's see. We need a good Cup race badly. Wait till next week with Kansas. There's no hope for Texas. Texas may be entertaining, but not for the right reasons. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just have to wait for the Texas race to happen. I'm not going to predict it to be a bad race until it actually is. I'm going to try to stay positive on that. On another live stream, I predicted Toyota sweep at Texas. So there you go. Toyota sweep at Texas should be a good one. Ace Speedway is May 3rd. North Wilkesboro is May 16th for the Cars Tour. So there you go. Those are the next 2 Cars Tour races. NASCAR calling fans bots, then bot farming would be crazy. That would be crazy work. That would be crazy work, Monster Shots, for sure. Wouldn't put it past them, though. It wouldn't be the first time something like that has happened in the sport. Let's see. Larson and Byron had 0 chance to win that race behind Cindric and at the time Priest. The field is gridlocked that hardly anyone can make moves. Yeah, it takes like the 3rd person behind them. Tommy Baldwin's son, Luke Baldwin won the pro late model race at Orange County and broke the track record 3 times at Orange County. Newman finished 14th this weekend, qualified 11th. And ran a good race, says Jack Markham. So there you go, 14th there for the Rocket Man. I posted on Discord, but did you see the video of the split screen comparing the last 2 laps of the Xfinity and Cup race? Completely different racing. Xfinity is so much better. Yeah, so maybe the Xfinity car is what they need to run at super speedways and short tracks, and the tank that NASCAR has built is what we run at mile and a half. So maybe that's the future of NASCAR. BB, are you going to get the number 40 Justin Gator whiskey scheme? I am not going to get that one. Because I feel like everybody in the world has gotten that one. It is one of the highest selling pieces of merchandise. That number 40, anything 40 is one of the highest selling pieces of merch right now. So I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. Although I do like Justin Allgaier. Timber Ace, that may have been Rick Ware's first win as a car owner. Can anyone think of another one? I thought the Chipper Jones banner with Joe Logano was pretty funny. He basically called out Logano for complaining that his competitors raced him the way that he races them, says Napa Racing fan. So that's one way of looking at it for sure. But calling him a bad teammate, I thought was a little offsides because it's not based in reality. Whereas, because Joey Logano basically saved Ford with a tire test at Wilkesboro last year. Trucks, Heim Time, Xfinity, Taylor Cup, and Taylor Gray, and in Cup going with Chase Briscoe out of nowhere. So there you go. Chase Briscoe going to be your winner at Texas, according to In Between the Lanes. Tundra is built in Texas, indeed. And the Toyota Corolla Cross is built in Alabama. So there you go. Now you know where the Toyotas are built in the United States. BB, who do you want to see win next, says Chris Viegas. I don't know. I would like to see a different winner, though. That would be super cool. A Ty Gibbs or a SVG win would be big. So I like that. Maybe that would be good. I feel like NASCAR media is more of influence in NASCAR than the fans are. Hey, that's probably a pretty fair statement, especially on Twitter. They do bend to the will of Twitter from time to time, in my opinion. What do you think about the DQs? I think they're pretty cut and dry. You're not messing. Nothing is going to happen accidentally in that area of the car, and you're not messing with anything in that area of the car. So whatever was there was done intentionally, in my opinion, without seeing it. I think the super speedway package is pretty bad when drivers can only run 2 lanes at Talladega. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. There was some four wide racing, but that was just when really slow cars were in the way. Is there an update on the Legacy versus Rick Ware Racing lawsuit? Not as of yet, sir. Wood Rooster. When I see something, I will let you guys know. I won't be able to win several. He's running good. Says Chris Villegas, Bubba Wallace has definitely turned it on this year. He's having one of his better seasons for sure. Do I have the points pulled up here? I do not have the points pulled up, but I do know last time I looked at him in the points, he was doing really good in the points as well. He was like in the top 8 last time I looked, so he's definitely having a really good season, no doubt about it. Probably his best one thus far in the Cup Series. I think the Super Speedway package is pretty bad when drivers can only run 2 lanes until they just read that one. Denny said he's in Cup. I don't know that SVG is going to win Texas weekend in Cup, but it would be cool if he did for sure. Who would you take for Texas? Ty Gibbs or Ty Dillon? I would take Ty Gibbs in Texas there, Charlotte, for sure. Stupid advertising won't let me back in the stream. Go back out and re-enter the stream. Says PC going rogue. Get something like YouTube's been YouTubing here recently. And one wise guy reiterating YouTube has been an issue for a couple of weeks. Yes, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they get it figured out. But yeah, looks like we've reached the end of it. Final results of the poll question. 72% said yes. The Cup teams should run what they brung at Wilkesboro. 28% saying no. And Ryan saying yes. Newman ran the Cars Tour, finished 13th. So there you go. Ryan Newman was in the Cars Tour. Aaron Rodgers said the Jets should have treated him. And we're going to end it off with that one. Aaron Rodgers talk. All right. Until the next one, check you guys later. Peace.